What a fantastic performance by LeBron James. He's not an all-star, but the kid's well on his way to becoming a superstar. Cleveland trailing by 5 points. All right, all evening long, the reason we've had on these tuxes is because we've been giving out our shoot-around mid-season awards, the Shammies, and you get this beautiful Bill Laimbeer bobblehead. Well, it's time now to give out the award for the lead performer for the first half of the season. Who was the MVP? Well, here are your nominees.
Best lead performer.
Kevin Garnett ranks in the top 5 in 6 offensive categories and was named Player of the Month in December. Tim Duncan, the 2-time MVP, is in the top 10 in scoring, rebounds, and blocks, and has over 35 double-doubles this season. Jermaine O'Neal, the Indiana Pacers' young phenom, is in the top 5 in total rebounds and blocks per game, and averages over 20 points. Peja Stojakovic, the deadly shooter from the Sacramento Kings, is number 1 in 3-point field goals made and top 5 in points per game.
And the winner is Kevin Garnett. Unfortunately, he could not be here with us tonight, but he was ecstatic when he learned that he had received this illustrious award.
This is huge. I want to thank everybody at ESPN, especially the ESPN staff, Greg Anthony, my dog, Bill Laimbeer. Thank you all for this. I appreciate it.
The Cavs have won 7 of their last 9 games, but they trail by 5 at halftime to the LA Lakers. Hello again, everyone. With Bill Walton, Mike Breen on hand, LeBron James and Shaquille O'Neal are the stars of their team. In the first half, they played like stars.
And with an inspired, energetic, and angry performance by Shaquille O'Neal, it was all Los Angeles as they controlled the pace at plus 25 percentage points in field goal percentage. And with Shaquille O'Neal putting on quite the show. Moving without the ball, the flash, the quickness. LeBron James tried to answer himself. Took 15 shots, which is very good, but some of those shots were very difficult against inspired Laker defense. The dancing performances after Shaq threw one down. LeBron came.
Ilgauskas, shot clock down to 8. Fisher with the double team. Ilgauskas, nice move.
Wow. Grizz down early big, but James Posey a huge night, Bill.
Tremendous night. Just draining threes all over. I bet he makes this one too.
5 of 6 from 3, Greg.
That's what you call being in the zone.
Xavier wins the crosstown shootout. The Xavier alum turns around, has a big night, dropping a career-high 31 points in the Grizz win. Meanwhile, how about the Hawks? And this is what has to upset you about the Hawks.
That's what happens when you win a chamois.
That must be it. They won a chamois tonight. Now they turn it around, and they win a big game.
Beautiful area views, courtesy of the Ohio-based Spirit of Goodyear Blimp. The Goodyear Blimp travels thousands of miles each year, covering hundreds of major sports, entertainment, and community events. On a chilly night in Cleveland, where Shaquille O'Neal right around the center of contact again.
Well, with so much discussion coming off the suspension because of the profanity, the lack of calls going in his favor, Shaquille O'Neal initiates, he punishes people. The destruction that he lays on the other squad, the bowling for dollars reference there. Shaquille O'Neal in the first half, 16 points, 5 boards. In the third quarter, 0 for 1 shooting, 2 points, and 0 rebounds.
Kevin Ollie, good defense, knocks it away. That Walton kid is in the game. Luke Walton, the rookie, who has been impressing a lot of people with his recent play, including Shaquille O'Neal, who has been raving about your boy's ability to pass.
Well, he's got a great chance here. They finally took Shaq out.
Payton won't go, and Bruiser another rebound. And James trying to force it up. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining. I asked Luke before the game, by the way, what's the best advice you gave him prior to the start of his NBA season? And he said, you told him to throw the ball to Shaq.
He'll catch it, and he'll finish.
And a turnover. A rare turnover tonight for the Cavaliers. Only their 6th.
If you're Cleveland, attack the hoop right now.
Walton finding Fisher. Steps back for a two-pointer. Good defense from Ollie getting out to contest the shot.
Cleveland cannot relax. They cannot slow the pace down. They're in charge. They're dominating the boards. That lead, which is +8 at this point, is now rising.
The Lakers 3 of 13 from the field here in this third quarter.
They have not matched the intensity set by Eric Williams and Carlos Boozer early on.
Boozer, nice fake on Grant.
Now that's skill, not effort.
Absolutely.
That's decision-making, and Shaq can only look on in dismay and say, what's going on? Because really the only guys who are putting up any kind of meaningful numbers for the Lakers are Payton and Shaquille O'Neal.
And Payton comes right back, 19 points for Payton.
And with the Lakers no longer being a high-scoring team, Phil Jackson has to be very concerned.
Look at those shooting numbers. Big part of it with Cavaliers with a much improved defensive team with the various trades they've made and attitude. Williams, nice move, couldn't finish.
Who's running with Derek Fisher?
Payton for three. Big buckets. Back-to-back from Payton. First to drive, then the three, and just like that, the Lakers have cut that 10-point lead in half.
I'd come back to Boozer in the paint or clear aside and let LeBron James drive. But Gary Payton is doing a marvelous job away from the ball, denying LeBron.
He's their high scorer with 22. James has been quiet in the second half scoring. Good help defense from Walton. Shot. Kevin Ollie with the shot clock winding down. And good boxing out from the Walton kid.
This is a different Laker team. Needs to run, get transition baskets. How's that not a foul?
And knock loose. Jack picks it up. Here's James, one man to beat. And a foul on Grant. They would have counted that. That would have been a continuation.
No question.
So he'll go to the line for two.
James at the line.
This guy did not make the All-Star team. And when you look at his impact, LeBron James on the NBA this year, the value of the franchise since he joined has gone up 16%. They have leaped over so many other franchises in the Forbes ranking. Forbes magazine estimates that LeBron James is going to generate more than $2 billion over the next 7 years for his sponsors, his team, and the NBA.
And what he's done also in the city of Cleveland in terms of just the enthusiasm once again for NBA basketball. Final minute, third quarter. Stripped by Eric Williams. We've seen some good defensive plays here in the third quarter.
2 for 1 time. They missed that. They had a quick opportunity. But LeBron has not had good looks against Gary Payton.
Payton, of course, always one of the best defenders in the NBA. Shot clock winding down. Eric Williams can't get it to fall. Ball tipped, and Fisher comes away. Shot clock turned off. They'll hold it for the final one of the period.
Cleveland relaxed the minute Shaq went to the benches. Cost him dearly.
Yep. Sometimes that happens with young teams at the end of a quarter.
Phil Jackson should have taken Shaq out earlier.
Grant knocks it down, and it's a 4-point game. 1.6 remaining. Williams will be well short, and that will end the third quarter. It's one that started with the Lakers leading by halftime. They were up by 5, but the Cavs went on a huge roll. Shaquille O'Neal finally sat down as Cleveland went up by 10. But just like that, Gary Payton, Luke Walton, the LA Lakers bounce back. 3 quarters complete. Gunn Arena in Cleveland. The Cavaliers 69, the Lakers 65. A fourth quarter coming up next.
He had an outstanding high school coach in Jim Thome, then a Hall of Fame coach at the University of Arizona in Lute Olson, and now to play for Phil Jackson. What a run, what an opportunity.
Boozer won't go. Let's go to Doris Burke.
Well, I asked Luke before the game if he's any more nervous with his father calling the game along the sideline. He said, you know what? He said he called some games in college. It certainly has made it easier. He said, I don't get nervous, and I stop thinking about him once the ball goes up. He said he comes back into mind, however, guys, if he makes a bad pass, he knows Dad will have something to say about that.
And it was coming up. Foul against Boozer. That's going to be his second.
The big man often at his best when he's angry. The quick drop step against 3 defenders.
Early fourth, Lakers within 3. Right now, some news on Rasheed Wallace of the Portland Trailblazers. We go to Kevin Frazier.
Mike, the Lakers and Shaquille trying to get control of this game. Rasheed Wallace trying to get control of his emotions in Phoenix. Did he get tossed? We'll show you in a second. Suns, Kevin Frazier in your Times Square studio, and the Blazers rolling. Rasheed Wallace, though, rolling out of the game. Upset with the call. Rasheed gets teed up twice, and that means it's night-night time for Rasheed Wallace. His first ejection of the season. He had 4 technicals in the month of January. Meanwhile, Blazers with an 18-point cushion at the half. How about the Hawks? They knock off the Timberwolves, their first win over Minnesota since 1999. It snaps a 13-game win streak versus the East for Minnesota. Mike?
Kevin, you got to play hard in Atlanta. They've had some interesting games at home. The Hawks have struggled on the road. Meanwhile, the Lakers have struggled on the road, but they're within 3, and Shaquille O'Neal will go to the line for 1.
Shaquille O'Neal, so strong. His points average per game down 7 this year. A lot of that due to the injuries. 2 stints on the bench with the calf strain, the same calf strain, which caused so many people so much concern.
Right now, let's go to Doris.
So Mike, Paul Silas just simply reminding Sagana Diop, just get right behind Shaq and try to shade him so he's not going over that right shoulder. But as powerful as he was on that last one, it looks pretty futile either way, guys.
A lane violation against the Cavaliers that came too early. Now, the way it is in the NBA, the free throw shooter, once it's released, if you're along the lane, you can go in. The shooter has to wait until it hits the rim, but you have to wait until the free throw shooter releases the ball before you go in the paint.
There's so much talk about which way you're going to send Shaq, to that right shoulder.
Misses, but Devin George right there with a follow. A big offensive rebound for Devin George for his first field goal.
That's a complete breakdown by Cleveland. How can you not get a defensive rebound off a missed free throw after a timeout after they give him a second chance? Don't they want to win this game?
Paul Silas very upset.
Seeing signs of life from Devin George here.
Ira Newble out there for defense with a pretty touch off the glass.
But to always try to figure out ways to beat Shaquille O'Neal. Turn him back to that right shoulder where he has to shoot the turnaround jumper. Plus, his right calf is the one that's bothering him. That's his pivot foot off turning to his right shoulder.
Carter draws the foul. Yeah, we'll shoot 1. But, you know, Bill, obviously, I mean, what you're saying is right, but it's so difficult to execute against this guy because he's so powerful, right?
Well, absolutely, but don't you have to try to do it?
Yes, I suppose.
Why ever go for a fake? Just make a commitment. You're never going to let him come to his left shoulder.
So, Carter, the rookie, 27-year-old rookie, able to hit it. Great NHL action coming up tomorrow on ESPN. One of the NHL's top rivalries rejoin as the Red Wings travel to Colorado, take on the Avalanche. This game also available on ESPN HD. Call your local cable operator or satellite provider for more information. Coverage starts tomorrow, 8 Eastern on ESPN.
Hockey All-Star game in Minnesota this weekend. You talked about Minnesota losing in Atlanta. Minnesota's one of the best teams, one of the 3 best in the league right now, along with the Kings and Indiana. Cleveland goes to Minnesota on Friday night, which makes this game tonight so critical that they have to win, because you know after losing tonight in Atlanta, the Timberwolves are going to be fired up on Friday.
Noble off the mark. Grant tips it nicely. This is, Paul Silas said, probably the toughest week so far this season. They had Detroit last night, and what a terrific road win that was for the Cavaliers. Then the Lakers tonight, and as you mentioned, Minnesota next.
Cavaliers are winning on the road. Remember they were flirting with the streak?
They've got 6 road wins this year.
But yeah, but all of them in the last 3 weeks.
That's double the amount of last year when they had 3. George had to shoot it, and Diop does a good job getting it to Ilgauskas.
How long has LeBron James been on the bench?
Been out there a long time. He played 32 of the first 36 minutes.
Yeah, but LeBron is getting over 40 a game.
Wagner draws the foul, and he'll shoot 2. Maurice Carter picks up the first. 106-year-old company.
The pace and half-court nature of the second half here favors the Lakers. They've got the dominant guy, Shaq, who can get to the free throw line, who can create shots for others. Fortunately, for the Lakers, LeBron James has been sitting out forever. We're going to have to get a report to see if he's injured or not.
He is yet to play in the 4th quarter now. Paul Silas goes to him as Kevin Ollie, the backup point guard, will go to the free throw line. And Ali, to me, one of the real nice stories in the NBA this year. It's only his 7th year in the league, but he's now with his 10th team, his 12th stop, and for the first time in his career, signed a multi-year deal. Signed a 5-year, $15 million deal. Here's a guy who was cut 6 times in the NBA, played in the CBA, but everywhere he's gone, he's been a help. He's been a good backup point guard. And he said during all the troubles, his mother has always been the backbone for him. He remembers the back when she used to keep stats for him when he was in high school. And he always felt he got a few more assists and a few less turnovers when Mom was keeping stats back in Dallas in high school. But he has persevered and is a very valuable contributor. O'Neal misses that one.
Finally, Shaq touches the ball out of a timeout. But Kevin Ollie playing for the Crenshaw Shaw Dogs. Willie West, their legendary coach. And then when he goes on to play for Jim Calhoun in Connecticut. So now Paul Silas. What an opportunity, what a career he's made.
Wagner forces up the 3. Not a good shot. And O'Neal with the rebound. Ollie finds himself playing a lot of fourth-quarter crunch minutes. He's done that for a lot of teams he's been in. As you see, some pretty good individual performances.
You got to get Carlos Boozer back in there, too. Where's Eric Williams, who is so strong?
O'Neal, foul. And he'll go to the line where he's just 4 of 11. Foul against Sagana Diop, and that's his 4th.
One of the reasons why Cleveland has been able to maintain a slim lead here is that they lead the NBA in rebound differential per game over 5. Tonight, they've got about a +4, +5. They've been dangling with that margin all night long, enabling them to keep control of the pace of this game.
O'Neal hits the first free throw. Now, part of the reason that they do lead in rebounds or have high rebound numbers, they miss a lot of shots. They're not one of the better shooting teams in the league, as Devin George will sit down. But they have done a good job in that department this season.
They got a big, young, active front line. They got a rebounder in LeBron James.
Yeah, how about Shaquille O'Neal struggling from the line all night. Knocks down 2, and O'Neal 6 of 13 from the line.
How are you going to get a good shot here? How are you going to get to the free throw line?
Eric Williams, tough defense by Fox. And Williams gets the roll. Boy, those both players working hard on that possession.
But the force, you're never going to win big time if you just force, unless you're Shaquille O'Neal.
O'Neal this time spinning and a foul. Shot will pick up his 5th.
Eric Williams started the 3rd quarter with plays like this, looking at Rick Fox and saying, there's no way you can slow me down. Just overpowering Rick Fox, who's still trying to find his game. And Shaquille O'Neal on the move. What are you going to do here? When you've got your arms in tight like that, trying to tangle up Shaq's big, massive shoulders and biceps, you have no chance whatsoever for Sagana Diop.
The Lakers 11 of 21 from the free throw line. They've missed 10 free throws in a 3-point game. O'Neal has missed 7 of them. And after hitting 2 in a row with a nice touch, that's why the consistency is not there for him, even in the way he releases it.
But the Lakers have 79 points. What they have at halftime, 46.
We'll try Williams against Fox again. Williams is a decent post-up player. He's double-teamed. McInnes, and Jeff McInnes knocks it down for his first field goal. He was 0 for 5. Just got off the bench, and it's a big shot.
Jeff McInnes will knock that shot down literally every time. He's a great clutch performer.
Fisher gets inside. Tough move from Fisher. Grant the rebound. Draws the foul and 1.
Violation, grabbing the rim, shaking the basket. The entire Laker bench is up.
McInnes will set it up. LeBron James wanted a lob, but Payton really doing a good job denying.
Cavaliers are standing around thinking this game is over.
Agauskas will shoot and knocks it down.
But Phil Jackson says enough. Timeout.
5-point lead for the Cavaliers. And they're on their feet at Gund Arena.
The Lakers still arguing, still complaining about an alleged goaltend. Started early with Shaquille O'Neal, setting a pace that no one could match. Who wanted to play against him? A lot of these points came early. And then LeBron James put on an aerial display inspiring this crowd to come alive. But with the Laker defense shutting down Cleveland and riding the brilliant contributions of Gary Payton, LeBron James through the quarters. That's not a graph that you like to see. He hasn't scored since the closing minute of the third quarter, LeBron James.
A key number for the Cavaliers, 6 turnovers, none in the fourth quarter. Fox on the pull-up, goes off glass, and it's back to a 3-point game.
Rick Fox, who's struggling mightily from the perimeter. Why would you run at him? Why would you go for a pump fake on the perimeter? Encourage him to shoot.
Youth in the NBA. McGinnis,
have a plan.
James off balance, not square to the basket that time, and Fisher comes away with a rebound.
This is where the Lakers are at their best.
Lakers several times this quarter have cut it to 1, but the Cavs have answered every mini run that they've thrown at them. O'Neal backing in, and 1, and a chance to tie the game as Ilgauskas picks up his 5th to go in a 1-point game. Chance at defense here at Gunn. Payton blocked by Ilgauskas, but a foul. And he's just fouled out of the game. Crowd is upset, but his momentum clearly knocked him into Payton.
But the contact was well after the block. At what point does Payton become...
Oh, no, that's absolutely a foul.
That's a foul.
Even after the release, the field goal attempt does not end until the shooter returns to normal floor position. So even after he releases it, a guy comes knocking into him. It's still a 2-shot foul. Crowd unhappy, but that was a good call. Jop is already fouled out. Ilgauskas fouls out. Tony Batiste on the injured list.
Positioning yourself. Come away from the basket as a defensive force. And make Gary Payton leave the ground from further out than he would normally like to.
Ira Newble comes in. Ilgauskas fouls out with 12 points, 9 boards. Payton with 25 points. And now Payton with a season high. In his first year with the Lakers, Devin George comes in and Grant will sit down. 53 seconds remaining. Both teams with timeouts left. Both teams in the penalty.
But the Cavaliers out of big men defenders to try to slow down Shaq.
And another missed free throw from the Lakers. The free throw shooting has really hurt them in this game.
2 for 1 time for Cleveland. Manage this clock beautifully. The game is yours in your home court.
Williams again, it's Fox. McGinnis goes right back, 7 on the shot clock. A foul, shot blocked. And Williams will shoot. They want to go 10, but no, that was on the way up.
Is the master of this, distracting the star player. LeBron's going to have to make at least 2 great plays down the stretch for Cleveland to win this game.
Eric Williams, all 17 of his points in the second half. He's 76% for the season, and he's been to the line double figures tonight. A terrific performance from Eric Williams. Cavs by 2. Little over a half-minute remaining in Cleveland. The sellout crowd hoping for an impressive win for the hometown Cavaliers. 34.7 remaining here in the fourth. Lakers will inbound. Following basketball tonight, SportsCenter's next. Scott Van Pelt and Stuart Scott. Some of the stories. Franchise builder, Shaquille O'Neal or LeBron James. Also a different side of Allen Iverson. And inside hoops, college basketball's most intense rivalry. LeBron James as Gary Payton trying to take him out of his game and distract him a little bit.
Your margin of error in beating the Lakers is so small. You got to take every advantage. Why would LeBron James start talking with the master, Gary Payton, well, distract his concentration?
But that's part of being a rookie. He's going to learn to walk away from him, and that's where Payton, as a veteran, is trying to do anything just to take his mind off and get him distracted.
The Lakers have won 3 of the last 4 times they've played here. They're 8-1 with Phil Jackson as the coach. Cleveland, a golden opportunity. Don't mess with it.
Well, this is a complete Cleveland team than the Lakers have faced recently. Lakers still have a full and a 20-second timeout. Cavs have 2 timeouts. Again, both teams in a penalty. O'Neal fouled on the entry pass. Doesn't matter. He'll still shoot 2. And Shaquille O'Neal, who's 6 of 16 from the line, will shoot 2 as Boozer picks up his 3rd. Lakers have missed 13 free throws. They are statistically the worst free throw shooting team in the NBA, and mainly because O'Neal goes there so often and obviously struggles.
But as he always says, he makes them when they count.
He doesn't always make them when they count. And he made that one.
What touch. What form. What rhythm.
With the game tied at 92. Cavaliers came into this game. They had won 7 of 9. They've won 3 straight at home. They're starting to build some real excitement here in Cleveland. They're starting to think about possibly making the playoffs after a 6-18 start. And Paul Silas has done a good job incorporating the new players. LeBron James just gets better and better, and this would be a very big win for this franchise.
Where do they go here for their creative offense? LeBron James, Carlos Boozer. Don't just isolate. The Lakers have Shaq behind him making pressure. They'll force Cleveland into a very difficult shot attempt. Who's going to get the rebound?
There's James' numbers, and that's come a lot against Gary Payton, one of the premier defenders.
I put it in McGinnis' hands early. Let him keep the ball in the middle of the floor. Have some action as opposed to just an isolation for either LeBron or Carlos Boozer.
Well, James has been playing his best ball when he's not handling it. That's why McGinnis, since he's come aboard in the trade for the Portland Trailblazers, they're 5-1 since he's been starting.
But you also got DeJuan Wagner in the game. You know that if you give the ball his way, it's going up to the hoop.
A small lineup out there. Eric Williams at 6'8", their biggest player. And Carlos Boozer as well.
Carlos Boozer can get an advantage here by moving away from Shaq.
Now this is a difficult post-up for Williams because Grant is taller than Fox was. Williams finding McGinnis. McGinnis with the floater. Short. Boozer, I think, got a piece of it.
Call a timeout. Call a timeout.
No, they're going to go for the final shot. Shot clock's turned off. James, they get it in his hands. Crown on its feet.
Too late. Too late.
James for the win. Overtime. And this time it's the hometown number 23. But this time it doesn't go in.
So eerily reminiscent of Michael Jordan over Craig Elo.
Yeah, let's go to Doris Burke.
Well, Mike, Paul Silas told his guys, if Devin George is in, we can look to give some assistance in the post, sag off him. And Carlos Boozer looked at Paul Silas and said, listen, if Shaq catches, do you want me to foul him? And he said, not yet. You've got 3. Let's wait on that. Mike?
Doris, thank you. Of course, the key for the Cavaliers, Sagana Diop and Zydrunas Ilgauskas, their 2 centers are both fouled out.
And Tony Battie, the other one on the injured list with a sore knee, he'll be out till after the All-Star break. And if you're at Los Angeles, punish him inside.
There's Tony Battie. Now in the overtime, each team gets 3 timeouts, plus they get to keep their 20 if they still have it from the second half. And you shoot on the penalty on the 4th team foul in overtime.
And Carlos Boozer just has no chance at all against Shaq. 6'7".
Boozer trying to front him. Lakers don't seem to be looking to get it to him right now. Payton, oh, nice spin move from Payton. But O'Neal right there on the follow. And that's where it's so tough. Outside and can't hit. And Fisher comes flying in for the board. Fisher looking to push. You got to think they're going to go to O'Neal every time, especially with the matchups. But George takes the shot. And George, who has not been shooting well, able to knock down the perimeter jumper. 4-point Laker lead. Getting the kind of shots that they want. And as you said, Bill, the matchups right now, because of the big guys fouling out, have really hurt. But still plenty of time left. Cavs need to stop.
George, great defense, LeBron James, who has yet to foul in this game.
Payton, tough shot, off balance, knocks it down. And the Lakers go up by 6. What a play from Payton. And Gary Payton now with 28.
The Lakers have the personnel that can deliver in the half court. Cavaliers still developing them.
James for 3. Big bucket for LeBron James. And that pulls the Cavs back within 3.
Lakers have been in so many of these hugely important games. Know exactly what to do, how to milk the big man.
26 for LeBron James. as we come up on 2 minutes remaining in overtime. Payton will try a three. And O'Neal, the offensive rebound.
Bring it back out and run some clock here if you're the Lakers.
O'Neal fouled by Newble as he went across. And again, the way O'Neal has been shooting leading,
But the way they're playing is going to make it extremely difficult.
Wagner comes in and grabs the rebound. McGinnis and Wagner out there. McGinnis for three, not even close, barely grazes the rim.
They're panicking, the Cavaliers.
Now let's see what was last touch. The officials need help. Michael Henderson asking, and the two officials don't know. They're going to confer.
They're going to jump it up.
I think they will. And they say Laker ball. Michael Henderson checked with Tom Washington first.
One of the most ill-advised shots you'll ever see. That ball was touched by the Lakers right there.
I don't know if he touched it. I was close.
Change direction. That's why balls change direction.
Well, it's Laker ball regardless.
That's Isaac Newton. Albert Einstein.
O'Neal against Boozer. Boozer just looks so small guarding him. And O'Neal gets the roll just like that. The Lakers back up by 6 with 1:20 remaining. 37 points for Shaquille O'Neal.
And Payton continues to deny LeBron possession of the ball. They're just going away from the whole side that LeBron's on.
And Boozer and a foul. Boozer with a chance for a three-point play. Cavs won't quit. Foul against Taylor, or Carter, excuse me. That's his second.
Shaq just overwhelming like the floods of springtime in the Northeast. And then Boozer finally able to get open here away from Shaq, as Shaq will automatically cover up any. Shooting 70% for the season from the line, knocks them both down. You get 30 points.
And again, some real big defensive performance down the stretch. James has 26, but Payton made him take some tough shots as James hits a three. That makes it a 4-point game. The Cavaliers just won't let this one go away.
Keep the ball moving if you're Los Angeles.
Payton wisely throws it ahead.
That comes down so they can defend the three-point shot, which LeBron has to take.
It's another one. And it's a 3-point game. And McGinnis fouls Carter. So now the rookie's going to have to hit some free throws with 8 seconds remaining. 32 points now for LeBron James.
Jerry Payton and Phil Jackson having a good laugh on that bench. This guy's 3 feet behind the three-point arc.
A very impressive road win for them. Final score, Lakers 111, Cavs 106 in overtime. Coming up next, Sports Center on ESPN, and on ESPN2 at midnight, NBA Fast Break. For Bill Walton, Doris Burke, and our entire ESPN crew, so long from Cleveland. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. NBA
squared off. Let's compare it money-wise. Neither one of them's doing too bad, but you see at this point, Shaq, just ridiculous loot, so he's got young fella beat at the moment. And when you got that kind of loot and you're 9 feet tall, you can get a fur. Had to kill about 19 furs. What's a fur? A mink? Something, whatever. LeBron coming in like an 18-year-old, hat and the sweatshirt and the Shaq. That's a grown man slam. But look out. I'm just going to shut up and let y'all watch. Oh, good gracious. One more time.
Ridiculous.
Oh, that's stupid. He's not an all-star. LeBron, give me all 3 of these. He had 11 in the first.
And he didn't make the all-star team?
No, he's not an all-star. Lakers up 2 at the end of 1. Shaq, oh, God, get out of the way. Poor Carlos Boozer took that off the grill, 16 at the half. And then LeBron again. He's climbing the ladder, 17 and a half. Bill Walton, these thoughts on LeBron not being an all-star.
Pick the 12 best guys, and if LeBron James is not one of the 12 best guys in the Eastern Conference, then I need to go and visit the psychiatrist.
Bill, you may need to do that for reasons that have nothing to do with this. Third quarter, more LeBron. LeBron eventually comes down with it in traffic. 18 years old? You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, well, he's 19. So maybe that's why he didn't.
My bad. Shaq down low, biggest man on earth. Then give it down to the big sewer, just killing everybody. He puts it up and in. And then Shaq, oh, poor Boozer. Shaq just drops the hammer, missed the free throw. LA within 1, now they're down 3. It's all about the Diesel. Now he's killing Zadrunas. He'd missed the free throw again. Lakers down 1. Cavs down 1 now. LeBron skies in traffic. LeBron finished with 32 in this one. Under 10 seconds to go in the game. The ball in the hands of the king. Well, not quite. But we'd go to more basketball. Hey, you get to watch more of the show. Uh-oh, GP, school's young fella, gets to the rim, doesn't go, but there's Shaq. He pulls it down. He gets the finish. He had 12 boards as well. Then LeBron starts to get warm from outside. Cuts it to 3.
So again, he ain't good enough to make the All-Star?
Not an All-Star. Shaq, he's an All-Star. Lakers get the win. Afterwards, Doris Burke.
Shaquille, for a guy who struggles with his free throws, you maintain that you'll make them when it counts. You had huge ones in regulation, some big ones early in overtime. How can you be so confident?
During my brief little suspension, I said I was going to come back and get 50. And I should have had 50 tonight, but I missed some of the free throws. But I've been known to hit them when we need them. And we needed them there a couple seconds left. And I made them.
You talked about the one-game suspension you had because of the officiating. Tonight you foul out 2 Cavaliers. What was your assessment this evening of the officials?
Overall, it's been pretty good. But I just want to be more consistent. And, tonight I felt they did a pretty good job.
Because of the injuries, you guys have had ever-changing personnel. The road has been especially unkind. What made the difference down the stretch tonight?
They got the ball inside. I shot a high percentage. I was looking for my guys, and my guys played real well. We didn't shoot the ball all that good, but, we're getting better.
You're officially at the midpoint in the season. Tell me how important each and every game is for this Laker team.
Every game is important. We're in 4th spot right now, but we're in 1 game out of 3rd spot and 4 games out of 1st place. So, we let a lot of games slip away. So once we get everybody back, we'll tighten up the nuts and bolts of this play.